Hey, how's everybody doing today? Clint, the audio guy here, thought I'd show you what we're working on. We were working on the theater all day yesterday, running some power, and we're going to be working on it today, starting in a little bit here. So, just wanted to show you what we got done. Uh, Over here, we got the AC run. So, as you can see up there, I've got a 10 gauge line run all the way from the breaker panel right to where the equipment's going to go, below the TV and the rack there. I still have to mount the other box here actually right here. We put the outlet extender kit kind of in a dual gang box, so on the right side, that's going to send power up to an outlet behind the TV. The power is on the right side of the TV. The inputs are on the left side of the TV, so we're going to run them up in different stud cavities. But we got 10 gauge going to the system. So the equipment, the TV, all the electronics and amps will be on its own breaker. Then for general outlets for the room, for vacuuming, for whatever, if I want to plug in a light or something, we've got 12 gauge run to a couple outlets there. I've got an outlet on the outside of the wall here. Because again, on this side of the room, there are no outlets. So having a place to plug in is super valuable. My system, as it was, the TV is over here. I had a extension cord running over. It went over the bar all the way along, and then it plugged in back there because that's where the outlet was. So this will be a lot nicer. So we got an outlet there. Again, 12 gauge wire instead of that stuff they had in here before. They had conduit run. It wasn't Romex, it was conduit, and then there was a couple solid core wires just pulled through the conduit. So now it's going to be Romex on full depth boxes instead of furring strips with holes knocked in the wall. Heavy duty 20 amp outlet there. Because the thought was that this was going to be a studio photography area. Outlet there. This is the back of the room where the seating's going to go. We did 3 outlets back here. So the power recline chairs can be plugged in, and potentially down the road, an extra pair of subs. Just in case I want to get nuts and go 4 subs in this little room, there'll be an outlet there near the corner where I can plug them in. So up here, the joists are looking good. They got lighter as they dried. So after the bleach, or not the bleach, but the RMR products, the mold is pretty much all taken care of. We're not even sure if it really was mold, but it's all killed, whatever it was, or if it was just some black wood. Anyway, so the power. Go see I have like framed pictures everywhere. I have no walls for them. There's my new dehumidifier for the taking care of the moisture. Little shower down here. I got this label maker because the electrical panel has been frustrating me ever since I moved in. I've been here over 4 years now, because they'll have one breaker on just a random scattering of stuff. Like, for instance, breaker number 5, this guy. So I'm trying to identify what's what here. And on that one, there's 2 outlets in the office, the bathroom outlet, the guest room outlet, outlets, all the outlets in there, but not the lights. The outlets in the living room, the front house light, the switched outlet on the front wall of the house, the master bedroom. I mean, this is just what I found kind of immediately. I feel like half the house is on that breaker. Like the entire upstairs is on this breaker, and that was including my stereo. And some of that, it goes up into the attic and then it distributes around the house. And some of that was original knob and tube wiring, with the ceramic knobs and the fabric wrapped wire and everything. And that was 14 gauge wire, and that's what was feeding my stereo. So the live wire that was hanging in the basement that we're like, where does this go to? Well, we lucked out because I pulled the outlet out of the wall that I replaced before, behind the stereo, the HiFi system. And it turned out that it was live, but as soon as I detached it from the outlet, it was dead. So we knew what that went to. But that was the 14 gauge knob and tube that fed the entire house. That's what was feeding my stereo. So we used that wire that was hanging down through the ceiling, and we put we cut a hole, cut a little bit of bigger access hole in the box because there's a metal box, and we lucked out and fed the 10 gauge through. So now the 10 gauge is this orange stuff. I also lucked out because I bought that almost 4 years ago, and Romex is ridiculous now. That rolls $320 now. And I paid probably just over $100 for it. Same with the 12 gauge. I bought that 4 years ago because I knew I was going to do some electrical stuff down the road, and I think I paid $68 for it or something, and it's like $170 now. So we got wiring. Okay. Here, I got to figure out something with this light. There's a water filter here for the ice maker in the fridge, and it's all just close in here, so I got to figure out something there. But there they go. So the two orange ones are the 10 gauge. One goes to my stereo now on that AudioQuest outlet. This is where we're tying in the theater electrical outlets on the unfinished side of the basement. There's the 10 gauge that goes over to the theater, and then the other 10 gauge line right here, this is my stereo that goes up there. One day this will all be clean and organized. That's the that's the goal here. But if you've ever seen the Greek Audiophile Club video, it's great. The one guy thinks that power is 50% of his sound. He always says 50% the power. Believe me. Anyway, look it up. I think it's on Vimeo. There might be one on YouTube, but because there's music in it, YouTube just like bans it for whatever reason. But we looked out, this hole was already here, and that's my living room outlet right above that hole. So it's a continuous 10 gauge run all the way to its own breaker, and you would not believe me, but it sounds better. The noise floor's dropped. I had a little bit of a buzzing in the amplifiers before. That's gone, which is awesome. And the noise floor dropped. It's quieter. I got black backgrounds now, and I'm pretty psyched out of my mind about that. Now I don't have to worry about how I'm going to get it down here. I was always thinking I was going to cut holes. I was going to have to cut holes in the ceiling and everything. But obviously when you rip the whole ceiling down, it makes it a lot easier. Anyway, killed two birds with one stone. So, like my new shirt, that was pretty cool. The conventional methods aren't working, so I figured I would try this way. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks for watching. We're going to get to some low voltage wiring next.